On today's show, it's all about winter weddings as we sit down with Leanne of Okanagan Weddings, Joel from Joel's View Photography, Shiloh from Ashbury Bridal, and we talk cakes with Kathy.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Lisa.
We're back.
We are back, yes. I have a bone to pick with you.
Clearly, look at your posture. Your body language is telling me that you're upset with me. What's going on?
Well, I don't know if you're following along on Facebook a little while ago, Lisa. Just threw it out there, randomly said, if we get 1,000 likes, we'll dress as each other. Doug will dress as Lisa, Lisa will dress as Doug. And you know, I mean, okay, sure. If we get the likes, it's on, but
You heard that
you
on
can't
camera.
you just can't make these things up like that.
Oh, I
Can
did.
you?
I did.
I guess you can. You get to put on a shirt and a jacket, and I get to put on.
And an awesome wig. Look at your hair.
Oh, we're gonna do wigs too?
Oh yeah, I already picked them out.
Oh, well, you didn't say that. That's okay then.
You're good now.
Well, if we get 1,000 likes, I guess I have to now. You put it out there. It's been printed on the internet. Therefore, it must happen. It's
If it's
true.
on Facebook, it's real.
It's real.
It's official.
It's official. Well, so I get to have the new Lisa wig.
Yeah, the
Like-
new
The new and improved Lisa wig.
Doug.
Okay, haven't had a lot of time. I'm a mom.
Get the full effect.
Don't get my dirty pants. I have a son. He takes up all my time, Doug. Look, just because you're so fancy in your fancy pants.
What? Well, I thought we were shooting something today. And then you show up, and I thought, and seriously, somebody said, who's this homeless person at the door?
Well, what can I say?
Now, look. Bangs.
Bangs. Yep. I thought I'd cover up the 5 head.
Yeah, it goes all the way up to the top pretty much.
It
doesn't
does.
It's nice.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Right? I
Okay, we weren't
know.
ready for that with the lighting and the exposure. Yeah, I guess that was kind of the genesis of the idea for today's show was getting you made over, and that led to all this other exciting stuff about winter weddings.
Yes, because Leanne needed a bride for a winter wedding. It's easy in the summertime because weddings, I mean, people are like triple, quadruple booking wedding
Yeah.
locations, but in the winter, it's harder because it's cold.
Yes, I would think that would make it hard.
We've got some great guests on the show.
All kinds of wedding fun, plus some great stories that people have been sending in. We asked our on Facebook for people to send us their wedding photos and wedding stories about fun kind of wedding things.
Do you have any?
Do I have any? There was a small fist fight, that's all.
See, he looks all sweet and innocent.
The best part was that they're like going at it, and my
But
wife's
who?
brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and they're kind of in
A guy and a girl were fighting?
a little bit of a scuffle. And so my wife is there, so she hands me the baby and then jumps in to try and break up the fight.
Oh my, your baby?
No, somebody else. I don't even know the baby. Here, hold the baby, and I'm like got a baby, and there's a dog, and they're.
Well, if you have a story that could top Doug's story, make sure you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Doug and Lisa Show, and we'll be submitting a lot of the stories from the Okanagan people on that page.
So not just my wedding disasters. You had some wedding troubles.
We had a wedding at Camp Oasis on the west side,
Right.
but a lot of our guests, including me, were staying at Lake Okanagan.
Oh, you put your guests up in the little kids camp, and you stayed in the fancy hotel.
I stayed in the camp the night before,
Oh, okay.
and I would have stayed there, but my mother-in-law got us a suite at Lake Okanagan.
That was very nice of her.
But the key wouldn't work because it got deactivated. So I'm in my wedding dress driving around trying to find the groundskeeper to let us in our room. So that was not so good.
How long did it take?
About an hour.
Good start to a honeymoon there.
Yeah, honeymoon just ended.
Another important thing that we both learned from our weddings, but you should maybe talk about the thank yous. Yeah.
The thank yous. Well, I don't know about your wedding, but with mine, with technology, I thought, oh great, we can send evites. We don't have to find out everyone's addresses and stuff. So I sent out all these massive evites to the wedding. Lots of people didn't get the evite, so that was one problem in itself.
They didn't show up.
Yeah, and I think I didn't invite them. I'm like, didn't you get the evite? They're like, I'm 90. I was like, no, I didn't get the evite.
Grandma and great Aunt Betty
did not
they
get
need
their
the
invitation.
Snail mail.
Exactly. So after everything was said and done, when the presents came in and stuff, I made sure I sat there and we took lists of the name and what people brought us.
Right.
Well,
Did you scan that like into your phone or something?
I should have.
See, there's probably an app for that.
I lost it.
Oh.
I lost the entire
Lost
list.
the list?
Yes, and to this day, And it's been 3 years since my wedding.
10 years, you'll hear about that for at least 10.
Oh, for the rest of my life, I'm sure I'll hear about it. But to anyone that came to my wedding or a wedding and they weren't thanked, thank you.
Yes, thank you, because I probably left a few people off the thank you list
Did you though?
too. Yeah, I did. Like just about everybody.
There's
Thank
so
you.
much going on.
There's a lot going on.
But I mean, I was thankful.
I had
and
a
I
baby
still
and a
am.
dog and a fight.
And a fight. You had so much going on. So
Who can write a note at a time like that?
exactly. Well, one person in Okanagan who wrote us actually had a really good experience. And one of the best highlights for
Oh, yeah.
me was going down the river channel in Penticton with everybody.
That's right. They had their whole like 40 people wedding entourage floating down there. I can see it in my mind right
I
now.
know.
like, how
I think
beautiful
that'd be
that would
great with the cans.
Yeah, right. The cans just marrying.
Go floating down the river.
That's not a winter plan though. I wouldn't recommend the River Channel
No.
in December.
And luge down it.
Skate? Not quite.
But let's get back on topic because we have some great guests today, and they're going to talk to mostly about Okanagan winter weddings.
Winter
So-
weddings. So bride gives you a cold shoulder,
Yeah, I get cold feet.
cold feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Coming up, Lisa gets a makeover from Leanne Kuhn of Okanagan Weddings for a styled winter wedding shoot.
And voila, there's a little spin around. The
A little spin around.
little spin around of Lisa.
Makeover, and-
looking fantastic in the little makeover. And the person responsible is.
Yeah, it's all thanks to Leanne Kuhn of Okanagan Weddings.
you.
We wanted to have you on the show so you can actually talk about specifically winter weddings, because I know that sometimes in the winter in the Okanagan, it's hard for businesses to get by. And winter weddings are gorgeous.
They are. I mean, I know a lot of the vendors have a really hard time kind of convincing brides that, you know what, an Okanagan winter wedding can just be just as beautiful as a summer wedding. I mean, there is a downfall. It's colder, you're shivering, you got to put a blanket on, but you can really get it done. And in the Okanagan, the landscape really speaks for itself. So anywhere you really go, on a mountain, on the beach, up a ski hill, you're gonna have a beautiful wedding.
Woodhaven Farms.
Woodhaven Tree Farms, beautiful
Yeah.
place. I mean, with so many beautiful landscapes, it's amazing.
Well, I gotta say, I'm like, because I had to be there in the cold.
Winter weddings are the best, for sure.
But it was worth it for how good the photos turned out, because with the wind, it's like a winter wonderland. I felt like an ice queen.
Oh, those photos turned out so amazing. We couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, the team we put together is so fantastic, and you and Marcus did such an amazing job. I don't know if I could have done it for that long. It was a very cold day.
My hands don't work, but this hand, do I?
I gotta get the shot, but you guys did so good. And
Committed to it.
yeah, everyone kind of pulled together and really did showcase an amazing winter wedding theme.
So tell us about what you actually do, Leanne.
So I own a mobile hair and makeup company. So what we do is we go on location to the brides. So sometimes brides have 8 girls, 7 girls. You can't exactly fit that many girls into a salon because they're open, they only have so many chairs. So what we do is we go to them and we get them ready for the day. We do their hair, we do their makeup, basically an assembly line, put them through, and we kind of end it from there. I mean, we make the girls look gorgeous, and it's just easier for the brides. It's more accessible. They can, once a bridesmaid's done, they could go downstairs, help doing decor, whatever they need to do, and they can come upstairs and help the bride as well. So it's kind of nice. I also own Okanagan Weddings, which is a wedding website, which allows brides to submit their weddings from the Okanagan and get featured on the site. So other brides can go to the site and click through photos, look at images. We have a vendor and venue section. They can check out all the venues, all the vendors. You can Facebook, pin, tweet from there. Just kind of a general location online where people can come and really explore the Okanagan for a wedding destination.
Wow, that's a great idea. I can't help but thinking though, I've got 3 daughters. I could really use this assembly line thing to get people out the door.
Absolutely. I'm a triplet. I know this assembly line. My
She
dad
is.
knows the assembly line. I mean,
So that's where this came from. The idea of this,
absolutely.
right?
Actually, I got married at Apex 2 years ago,
really?
and I could not find a single mobile hairstylist or makeup artist that would come up there to do my sisters and I for my wedding and my bridesmaids.
Ha!
Ding! My sister's actually a hairdresser by trade. I started doing makeup and it just kind of all came together. We were super busy and we couldn't be happier. I mean, if you can hit a niche in the Okanagan for weddings in this market, you'll be fine. Like, it is only 6 months of the year where we are really busy, but those 6 months of the year are amazing. And all of the vendors are so passionate about what they do, and they really do love weddings. And that's what it is about the Okanagan, and it's so great.
And one of those people is Joel.
Yes.
He's actually responsible for this photo behind us.
Joel. I couldn't speak enough about Joel. I mean, he's definitely an up-and-coming photographer in the Okanagan, and honestly, his work speaks for itself. He's amazing.
Up next, Joel from Joel's View Photography shares some photos and wisdom about shooting winter weddings.
He's big on cameras. You can see he's even got one on his arm
I
there.
am, yes, a full arm full of cameras. That's
really
there
cool.
you
You've
are.
committed to your trade.
I have. There's no changing it now.
So Joel was actually the photographer at the wedding shoot that Leanne did
Right,
with
right.
me.
In the wind, that's an amazing work. I've
Thank
seen
you
the
so much.
pictures
Yeah,
of it. It
the
looks
team we
fantastic.
had was absolutely amazing, and it came together so well.
What's it like for both of you guys working with brides? I know things can get a little bit hairy on the day of the wedding.
Honestly, I almost take it on as, since I'm with the bride pretty much from the start to finish, a lot of it is keeping her calm and just letting her know that it's going to be okay and it's going to go so smooth and so great. So I mean, I see a lot of maybe like issues or things that, oh God, if she finds this out, it's going to be unreal. But
Like what?
Oh, I think probably my most scared moment was photographing the bride, and she was getting ready. She had her wedding dress on and everything, and she just said, I'm just gonna touch up my lipstick. And her bridesmaid comes up to her and starts doing that for her, and it was a good photo op, so we start shooting it, and the bridesmaid dropped the lipstick onto the white wedding dress, and literally like a red smear. I couldn't believe it, could not believe it. Honestly, just started talking with her. The bridesmaids just started Googling already how to get lipstick out of a white wedding dress, and literally it went smooth. Luckily, she was an amazing bride. Shout out to Jade, actually, for just being so calm, so controlled, and she knew that in the end, Joel has Photoshop. It's going to be okay. It's going to look okay.
Is key these
It
days.
is. It is. We can
Did they
fix
find out how to
anything,
get
so.
lipstick out? That's just a good thing.
Yeah, some type of mixture. I'm not gonna quote anything, but with like baking soda and whatnot.
Baking
and,
soda.
yeah,
Google
yeah.
that.
Google's a big thing for your wedding day. If you need it right on time,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, winter weddings. Let's talk about that for a second.
They're amazing. They're so beautiful. They set a scene that you don't get to see all the time. And so it sets a different tone rather than the summer weddings. A quarter of our brides are from Calgary. A lot of them are from Vancouver. So when they think about the Okanagan and they see them online, they see these pictures and how beautiful they are, sometimes they don't take into consideration how hot an August-long weekend wedding is going to be. And it makes a big difference for photos too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing like how she touched on that, how in the summer, we honestly spend the same amount of time in the car with the AC on in between photos rather than in the winter in the car with the heat on. It's just about the same thing with how hot it gets here in the Okanagan. With that being said, the Okanagan actually, just like how it is an amazing place for summer weddings, it's amazing for winter weddings because our climate is unreal. I moved here about 3 years ago from northwestern Ontario, and right now it's like -30, and it has been for a full month.
And nobody's doing winter weddings in northwestern
I
Ontario.
have shot 2 winter weddings in Ontario.
Really?
One was New Year's Eve, literally like -35 for the full day. It was unreal, so cold, but it still went great. The photos were awesome. So bring that here to the Okanagan where, you know, it gets maybe -10, -5 on average. We're gold.
And the brides, are they like their faces? Like
So basically, for the one in Ontario, anyways, when it was like at least -30, we just had a big heated van, and just everyone was taking turns, except for me, obviously. I was out there the whole time, so it was very cold. But yeah, like I said, the Okanagan's perfect for it. Both ways, you spend the same amount of time in the vehicle, whether it's warming up or cooling down.
So what was it like shooting her though in the cold? Because
She was great. I think it was me that wanted to go warm up, and everyone else said, no, let's keep going. So they did a good job.
do
Yeah.
this. Let's get
Yeah,
through this.
yeah.
I had my baby. My baby was so good too.
Exactly.
He just
yes.
chilled the whole time. Chilled literally.
Yeah.
that's what he does.
It was surprisingly good. I even mentioned that a couple times. Well, is your baby alive still? Because it hasn't cried yet. We've been out here for like 3.5 hours and your baby's just hanging
He
out.
was in a snowsuit, so he was
Yes.
very warm.
Well, he
and
comes down and hangs out while we edit too sometimes.
has
It's
to.
Awesome.
If there's any babysitters in the area.
Close by.
Anyways, with the winter wedding, staying warm is key. And one of the people that is that we worked with was Shiloh with Ashbury Bridal, and she's going to be coming on in a minute. And she's going to talk to us about keeping warm in a winter wedding and kind of what kind of materials and things that they provide for brides in the Okanagan.
Well, probably 90% of what you see in the Okanagan is summer. Fall, spring, they don't see as much of ideas for winter, so this will be good to get the ball rolling. So.
Well, thank you so much,
Cool.
Joel.
Thank you guys for having me so much.
Coming up, Shiloh from Ashbury Bridal shares the tricks of the trade for keeping brides from freezing during a winter wedding shoot.
We're talking about winter weddings, and when I think of wedding dresses, they don't look very warm. So what do you do to keep brides warm when you're doing winter weddings?
Well, there's proper fabrics for proper seasons. Like you'll get into your organzas and your taffetas, which are very light fabrics. Taffeta and organza. Those are
That's this, I think. Is that?
What is this?
So there's different fabrics for different seasons. So what we put you in was a satin dress. Satin is a very winter, fall wedding fabric, so it's going to keep you a little bit warmer. We also then put a little shawl underneath you to winterize the dress. Like a lot of dresses these days are strapless, which could look a little bit summery, so there is those little details to add to a dress to make it look more wintry.
They put this like sheer fabric, kind of like this,
Yeah.
Right.
underneath the dress, so then it looked like it was meant for winter.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, the last thing you want in a wedding like photograph is to look like you're cold. Like that's the last thing you want. I mean, winter weddings are amazing, like you say, just as gorgeous in the summer as in the winter.
I almost like say, I mean, my real wedding was in the summer, and I like looking at the couple pictures Joel showed us. I was like, maybe I'll use this as my wedding photo.
There you go.
Just kidding, 2010.
Yeah.
Take two.
Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful.
Well, there's a lot of different details. Like I'm a very detailed-oriented person, so like Leanne was saying, you bring in different fabrics, bring little jackets, and you're going to really set the tone for the photograph. So we brought a cloak in for you. You've got the first shawl. I mean, a lot of times for weddings, for the brides to keep warm is to have like those little hot shots. You just snap
that's
those,
a good
hang
idea.
on to those.
What are they?
Like a chemical pack.
Yeah, and you just snap them so it brings you heat, so that you can.
Where was that the other day?
They were on sale. Yeah.
Information I could have used. How long ago?
Next year.
Yeah, exactly.
When we go ice climbing, you can have one.
Okay, cool. So how did you two know each other?
Actually, I took my dress to her store because I was never going to use it again. I loved my dress, but if you can get money for it, you might as well get money for it. So I took my dress to her store. I met her. The store is amazing. It's a consignment store. So, I mean, when a bride wants a dress, she wants it now. She can go to the store. She can try on, and there's so many beautiful dresses. I mean, when you're only wearing a $2,000 dress once, why wouldn't you go there and get a lower price, but for the same beautiful dress, and it fits you just as well? You literally walk in the store that day, you get your dress that day.
And she's so good with accessorizing, because I mean I had no idea what
Really?
It's shocking, right?
I mean, you can have a bride tell you exactly what they want, but when you work with a collaborative group and when you know everyone brings their own areas of expertise in, you have to trust that area of expertise because it's your profession, it's your name, it's your job, it's your passion.
I really get from everybody that we're talking to today, there's a real sense of excitement. You start talking about weddings and you get excited
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Like it's not just your job, it's what you live for, it seems.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, call it selfish, but I mean, at the end of the day, like my passion is to make sure every bride looks beautiful, that she's got the dress that she looks gorgeous in because it reflects on me,
Absolutely.
When the store is closed, are you in there dancing around in the wedding dresses?
I don't actually. I will save it for my own special day that I will go through my own process of picking a dress. But I mean, when women come in, I mean, sometimes they're so outside their comfort zone that they come in and they're like, I'm not into this at all. I don't want to look, my mother dragged me in here to find a dress. I don't want to be here. So, I mean, I just like to take people outside their comfort zone, show them their bodies in different ways, and then all of a sudden you just see their faces light up, and they're like, yeah, this is the dress.
And I felt that way because I was never a big dressy kind of. Like
Those boots
I
did
wore
not
these
give that
to-
away.
I wore these to my actual wedding. That's why I
Those
wore
are your
them
wedding
today.
boots?
Wedding boots, yeah.
That's
But
beautiful.
you did, like, I went in there being like, okay, what I gotta do? But you made me feel like an ice queen or something. I was like, I don't want to do this, and then I was like, well, I do want to do this. I was a hot mess when I went in there. I got an 11-month-old. Come on. If you can take even a person like me and make me, be comfortable with the whole process. I think what you got going on is really awesome, and accessorizing and everything, and it turned out so nicely.
Oh, it did. And I mean, it's instant gratification too. You get in and you love it. Like if I'm going out for something, I'm coming home with it. So I mean, I'm a big eco-friendly. I like to recycle and I like to reuse. So I mean, having consignment dresses is just, I mean, it's the best of both worlds. You get to be eco-friendly, cost-savvy, and you get instant gratification in and out. And you could go and get married in an hour. So that.
I've got 3 daughters. This information is all very useful to me.
You're gonna marry them off? We do a show about that.
We have 3 episodes.
Well, thank you so much, Shiloh.
Coming up, it's the, icing on the show. It's Cakes with Kathy.
My personal favorite part about weddings are the cake.
Really?
Yeah, and we have cakes by, I keep calling you Katie, but it's actually Kathy. She's like, it's Kathy, it's not Katie. And I'm, okay, Katie, nice talking to Katie. So I apologize for that. It's spelled weird though.
It is. It's Kathie.
Yeah.
So you're not the first one. I forgive you. We can still be friends.
It's your
good.
fault. Take that H out of there. And bring a real cake next time.
But these are fantastic. They're beautiful
gorgeous.
cakes.
But they're not, I can't eat them.
You can eat the outside.
Can I?
Yeah.
That's
I
edible?
wouldn't, but you could.
Okay.
Not now, though.
Okay. Hold
You
me
have
back.
to talk to Kathy first.
Okay.
It must be fun because you get to make like fantastic works of art all the time, and they're delicious too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely, I love the creative outlet of it. I love the original ideas that brides come with, and then we can help, bring their visions to life. And it's really nice to be able to have that presentation, because a lot of times the cake is the centerpiece of a reception. So you want it to be big and beautiful and have it reflect on their individual style, but you want it to taste good too. So, it's not just a pretty thing. You want it to have your cake and eat it too.
Well, in the winter, you could probably have an ice cream cake.
You could.
Favorite? Not so much?
I don't know. Go ahead, have an ice cream cake.
What's the most popular kind of cake that people do order for weddings?
For flavor-wise, people like to stick to traditional. I mean, with tiered cakes, you can do different flavors. So if you have a 4-tier cake, theoretically, you can have 4 different flavors. But the chocolate, the vanilla, red velvets are probably the most popular.
How do you make like the branches and the flowers and stuff? I mean, what is it made out of?
Fondant.
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 I don't know what that means.
There's good fondant out there, there's bad fondant out there. We use the high-end stuff. So the bad stuff tastes like uncooked pie dough. We don't use that. The good stuff, it's marshmallows and icing sugar.
I'm salivating. So, thanks, thank you. With cakes, I know that I was talking earlier about brides. What are brides like when it comes to picking the cake? And have you had any kind of interesting situations with brides?
A lot of our brides are from out of town. Probably about a good 70-80% of my clients I never get to meet.
Do you have like a Skype conference call to
Yeah,
discuss?
phone, email, Pinterest.
They send you 27 pictures of completely different cakes and say one like this, and you go,
I
what?
want something simple and elegant like this, and it takes you 45 hours to make it. Yes.
So, what kind of time are cakes like these?
Honestly, it depends on the design. Some, you can,
Say this
not
one.
taking the baking out of consideration, you can do a cake, in a few hours sometimes, something like that. The tier with all the pearls, that's like 5 hours just to put those pearls on. So. They take some time, and people don't realize, I think, the time and effort that does go into, it's not just butter and eggs and flour and sugar, right?
Right. What's the most ridiculous request someone has asked you to do?
I don't know about a ridiculous
Ice cream cake.
request. Yeah. We did do a pretty great wedding this past season. They had kind of a retro thing going on, and it was I got to do like some 3D skulls with some hearts. It was really quite different. It was not my style, but I loved doing it.
Oh, the
It was-
classic skull wedding. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
It was
yeah.
to
Nothing
death
says
do us
I
part.
love you like a skeleton.
Till death do us part. It was-
So, any tips, final thoughts, tips for brides that are going to come into the Okanagan and have any season wedding?
Book ahead.
Absolutely.
Book ahead.
Yeah.
In the Okanagan, preferred vendors book quickly. Any timeline that you get in your typical bridal magazines, they don't apply to the Okanagan. Like, we're booking to 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Wow.
So even if you haven't met the person yet,
yeah,
should
you don't
probably
have
just
to
book.
know the
Just book
design.
it.
Just get on the books.
I think I'm
Yeah.
going to get married soon. I'm just going to get in the books.
Some girls will go pick up their wedding dresses before they even find somebody.
Absolutely.
It's more important to find the right dress than the right guy, is what you're saying.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. Now that I know that.
There's a reason why some of these vendors are booked to 2016, 2017 is because they're the best in the industry. I don't think anywhere else in Canada has as many weddings as the Okanagan. I mean, last year there was 4,000 weddings plus.
That's why winter weddings, you might be able to get in there a little
absolutely.
quicker.
And so your website, you have all the vendors can go onto your website, put their stuff on the website?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's advertising on there. There's vendors. They can come. They can check it out if they want to advertise or have their vendor listing on there. It's kind of like a Facebook profile for weddings in the Okanagan. So it's really neat. It's something totally different.
What's the website?
OkanaganWeddings.com.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
I'm going to get married again now.
I think you should.
This will be like your third to the same guy.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do next?
Third time's a charm.
How are you going to top it?
I don't think I can top the winter wedding. That was gorgeous, and I would definitely recommend other people having a winter wedding. Even though it's cold, it's worth it for the pictures. So thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.